Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Here to cover a story that is incredibly worrying, in the larger picture of gaming, not just PC gaming, in gaming. In a vacuum, I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, who cares about this? This isn't a big deal. It's on itch.io, so on and so forth. But just the fact this is happening and the idea this could happen on any platform is absolutely insane. So we're gonna talk about the story about Oxenfree being removed from itch.io. Itch.io is a game download platform. They offer a lot of free stuff. You can buy bundles on there, so on and so forth. We'll cover that, and also, in a similar vein, I want to talk about Alan Wake getting an update that's going to change the original release of the game tomorrow. We're talking about a game getting pulled and a game getting changed forever, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first of all, this story is kind of insane. Oxenfree is being removed from itch.io beginning October the 1st. Owners will have to download the game by October 1st before it's completely gone. Now, you have to download the game. This isn't a case of you bought the game, so it's going to stay in your library and it'll be downloadable in perpetuity, which is generally the case when a game gets pulled because of licensing agreements and things of that nature. This is a case where you have to download this game off itch.io, and you have to keep this game on your PC if you want to continue accessing it if you bought it from itch.io. Itch.io, I believe, offered Oxenfree via a lot of bundles, so a lot of people have it that way. And again, in a vacuum, a lot of you guys are going to be like, who cares about this? This isn't a big deal. However, for the larger scale of gaming in general, that is absolutely huge. You should be doing something like, I've seen ideas of, the publisher offering Steam keys or something where it's going to be perpetually downloadable. And yeah, they absolutely should. So the exact statement that was put out by Night School Studio was Oxenfree will no longer be available on itch.io beginning October 1st of 2024. If you have already downloaded the game, you'll be able to keep it and continue playing it from your downloaded files. Like, obviously, it's not a game with, like, a DRM attached to it, I believe. So, like, obviously, if you download it, you'll continue to play it. If you have not already done so, you can download the files until October 1st, 2024 to keep the game. Everyone who worked on Oxenfree deeply appreciates the support from our community over the past 8 years, and we hope to see you on another service or timeline soon. Thank you. The general belief is this is something to do with Netflix's acquisition of Night School Studio, and they don't want to offer the game on itch.io. I don't know, but that's generally what people think. And again, in a vacuum, not the biggest deal in the world. Are any of my viewers going to be affected by this? No, but the idea that a game can get pulled and not even be downloadable when somebody bought it, whether it be as a part of a bundle, whether it be as a part of just buying it straight up, the fact that this game is getting pulled and not even being downloadable is insane, especially considering this is a game that people want. It would be one thing if it was a free-to-play game or so on and so forth, and I could understand if the case was, Netflix doesn't want to deal with the DRM-free platform or so on and so forth, but the game is still available on GOG. Let me actually look this up to make this sure that Oxenfree is still going to be available on GOG. It's only getting pulled from itch.io, which I would imagine that's because Netflix doesn't want to have a relationship with itch.io. I don't know, but if they have the power to do this via itch.io, what is stopping them from doing this on GOG? What is stopping them from doing this on Steam as well? I would imagine with Steam, there's gotta be some regulation, there's gotta be some agreement you sign to offer your game on Steam. I don't know if that's the case, but I don't think I've ever seen a case where a game gets pulled from Steam and is no longer downloadable. Like, even in the case of The Crew, the game is shut down, but I do believe you can still download the game. Yeah, like, I'm able to download The Crew. It's a toaster. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you download The Crew, it's GG. Like, there's no game that exists there, but you can still download the game. So I am led to believe that with Steam, there has to be some sort of agreement in place where a publisher just can't come in and pull a game and then also make it not downloadable. Don't quote me if I'm wrong on that. I don't know if that's happened before. I don't think it has, where a game got straight up pulled that you bought. Let me reiterate that you bought and then it got pulled and is no longer downloadable. I don't think that's ever happened on Steam, but this just sets a really, really awful precedent that publishers have that much power to do that, and I think that's been one of the general worries in gaming entirety, where for the last year or so, especially with that debacle that happened with The Crew, like, that was something something that had a lot of people really open up their eyes, where people paid $60 for that game. On top of that, they bought, like a lot of people paid money for microtransactions, DLC, so on and so forth, and then Ubisoft has the power to just shut that game down. GG, everything is gone. Go play The Crew 2, go play The Crew Motorfest. The fact that the publisher has that much power is just an incredibly worrying thing. And you know, maybe it's not going to be relevant today, but what happens to these games 10, 20, 30 years down the line? God willing, I am still alive by then, but I would like to have access to all of my games in my 50s and my 60s. I want to go back and play some of these games, and if publishers have that much power just based on, you know, Netflix deciding, and that's what my presumption is. I don't know that for a fact because they weren't transparent. Sometimes you have these things where games get pulled or things get changed and the developer or publisher just isn't transparent about what's going on. It just gets pulled and it's just like, bro, what is going on? Can we at least get a little bit of transparency as to why this is happening? Because people spend money on the game. I don't care if it's just in a platform you use. Like, this is, again, setting a really bad precedent going forward. All right, moving on from that, this isn't as worrying of a precedent. This is just something that you gotta deal with. So, Alan Wake's official Twitter account tweeted out this. Alan Wake, the 2010 release, not the remastered release, will be receiving an update on September the 10th at 11 a.m. UTC. This update will be to all PC versions, Steam, Epic Game Store, GOG. This update removes the song Space Odyssey from the game due to changes in licensing and replaces it with a new original song by Petri Alonco. My apologies if I butchered his that pronunciation. The song is called Strange Moons. Alan Wake Remastered 2021 will not be affected by this update. Music licensing agreements expiring is something we see all the time in gaming, and it leads to games getting pulled. I think that is something that should be assessed as far as the licensing agreements these publishers do sign to get tracks into their games. Now, obviously, I understand from the standpoint of a Remedy, even if the game was published by Microsoft, like, getting a song licensed in perpetuity is incredibly expensive and probably a difficult agreement to come to terms with, so I understand why agreements are made with the term. I don't know the exact ins and outs, but I would have to imagine that if you want to use a song, like, forever in a game, a lifetime or whatever, an agreement that'll last forever, that's just an incredibly expensive thing to do, and that's why we see a lot of games get pulled. That's the number one reason games get pulled. Either it's from servers shutting down, or it's from licensing agreements expiring. That's why a game like Transformers War for Cybertron, a great game, isn't available on Steam anymore. In the case of Alan Wake, at least the game isn't getting pulled. They're just changing it and removing the song. I much prefer that than the game getting pulled, which I also do believe Alan Wake got pulled for a while on Steam. So, you know, that's something that this is a better way to handle it. I wish the licensing agreements were handled in a way where this didn't happen, and, you know, you could have these games last forever. Like, it's so unfortunate that a lot of these licensed games are no longer available on Steam. There's that one TMNT game that isn't available on Steam as well, but, you know, it is what it is. Like, I don't make the deals. It's at least a better way to handle it instead of outright pulling the game. But that'll do it for me. Again, the itch.io story is crazy as far as Oxenfree goes, and let me again say, a lot of you guys are going to be like, I don't care about this isn't a big deal. In a vacuum, Oxenfree, which, by the way, Oxenfree is a great game. I've talked about that game a lot, and that game is really good. You should play it, but if you really assess it from the grander picture of gaming in general, the fact that the publisher has this level of power is incredibly worrying. And Alan Wake, this isn't as big of a deal. It's just something I thought I would cover, since it's still notable that a game is getting changed and it's not going to be preserved in its original form, outside of, you know, modders doing what modders are going to do. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.